64.6% voters satisfied with presidential and National Assembly elections. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Mujid Jamios. If you're ready, let the hangout start now. Let's begin on the sad note as a moving train rammed into a bus conveying civil servants to work in Lagos on Thursday morning. The unfortunate crash occurred at the PWD bus stop in Ikeja area of the state. 6 persons have been confirmed dead by emergency respondents and more than 82 persons injured and rushed to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Lasut, for medical attention. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who visited the hospital, said 2 persons died at the scene of the accident and 4 at the hospital. Let's hear from the governor.
So we have 85 passengers that were in the bus. From the immediate triage, that was conducted and to separate, various degrees of injuries. 42 were classified as moderate. 29 are serious injuries. 8 are mild injuries, and unfortunately, we have recorded 6 fatalities. 2 were brought in dead from the site, which was what LASEMA, first respondents, talked about. But here in Lasut, we've had 4 additional deaths, at ICU, and some while undergoing the surgery. So that's the breakdown of the entire 85.
Very sad indeed, Jide. I wonder what the driver was thinking, how he thought he could outrun the train. I don't know. And just 5 minutes, just 5-7 minutes for the train to have passed would have.
It's not up to a minute.
Would have just I don't know what the kind of calculation.
There's just impatience. The average Lagosian is very impatient. Sometimes you slow down. You are driving, you slow down, just maybe for some kids to pass. They will
at the back
be honking at you.
Yeah. Do you want to sleep here?
I don't know. If I want, there was a day Agege once said, if you like, sleep there. Because I saw traffic lights.
You waited.
And I decided to, around that, as I was getting into Ogba. So I decided to stay.
This picture tells the story.
Yes, you see, the thing is, the trains have their tracks.
Yeah.
You do not contest the rail tracks with the train. You cannot.
And from like kilometers, you'd have been hearing the train honking.
Honking now.
So you can't say,
my way or this and that.
You can't say the thing just.
Look at the one that happened in Abuja too. Is it Abuja or Kaduna woman?
Abuja, that woman. Yeah, that died.
So our people need to be patient. It's painful to be apportioning blames where lives have been lost. But there's no...
This is glaring.
This is a very glaring case of impatience.
It's been explained also that the moment...
And it can't stop suddenly.
Yeah, the moment a train approaches, whether it's electronic or whether it's electric train or the motorized. This one runs on
locomotive.
On locomotive. The moment it is approaching, the closer you are to the track, the higher the magnetic field. So it magnetizes the vehicles. So you are not able to move fast, especially when the train is approaching. It will be charging the tracks. That's what happened in the case of the woman in Abuja. And I believe the same thing must have happened here. The moment a train is approaching, the tracks that are close to it, any magnetic object, it will be holding it. So that's why when the train is approaching and you are trying to speed, you won't be able to speed.
No. I know in Iloni, this thing, when I was still a little boy, I witnessed this kind of accidents. The guy thought that he could just quickly...
You can't.
No.
Well, if there are no train approaching, you can move fast.
Yes,
but
when it is very close.
When it's close, it will have magnetized.
These are workers in Alausa workers.
Innocent people.
Just going to earn their living for that day. That's why you see some buses. I remember earlier, if I take public transport, I remember some people will virtually be driving with the driver because they'll be monitoring the driver. You can't take the decision.
There are also some who push the drivers to drive against traffic. Yeah. Who say, look, to
disobey traffic lights.
This is a lesson because I don't know what would have prompted this guy as close as this, and the train will be honking.
Maybe he thought, look, before I get there, before he gets here, I'm gone.
You can see that the train moved that bus from the PWD crossing. You can see almost like how many meters from the crossing. Pushed it, the impact. The weight of that of the train of the wagons.
I was told that the driver surfaced some hours ago.
Yeah, of course, he would have escaped from what we are seeing. The thing ran into the middle.
Into the midsection of the
the midsection of the.
So the people at the back are the people in trouble.
Yeah, those in the middle and at the back. Especially those right.
You must have crushed the people in the middle.
So at the end of the day, 2 died on the spot. 6 persons have been confirmed dead now.
2 women died
on the spot.
And a man to join them. Now government is asking people to go to lawsuits.
Come donate blood. Yes, because 82 persons are said to be injured, and they've been rushed to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital.
This is an avoidable accident. Our people must use their heads. I don't understand the impatience. Impatience everywhere.
The driver must be prosecuted.
Everywhere. Even on social media, people have not finished reading what you posted. They will give a different meaning.
From the eyewitness accounts,
laziness to read right up to the end.
They have the stereotype about it that once it's coming from Jide, that this is a Tinubu person. So they will abuse you.
You know the question I asked? I told someone, I said, if you ever found a place on TV where I said, Nigerians vote for Tinubu, I will quit my job. I'm too professional to know that I can't campaign for a politician on TV. I said, if you found anywhere where I said, vote for Tinubu, I will quit my job. It's a challenge. But our people, when you tell them the truth, and the truth does not match their own thinking.
Their own truth is different from...
That means he has no integrity, he's biased.
You can see the way they abused us on Buhari. But when Buhari decides to move Naira, when Buhari had Emefiele moved Naira out of the system, they started clapping
because they thought it would lead to somebody's defeat. So
they started clapping for Buhari. Became a hero. He became a hero, you know?
And when we were saying, Nigerians are suffering, they then concluded that by Nigerians are suffering, that I was biased, that I wanted a particular person to win. It's just like in a football match. Anybody who is reasonable knows that in a football match, when the referee gives 5 extra minutes, those minutes are available to everybody to both teams. If you are good, you will be able to win.
We are still reviewing the presidential election and the governorship election.
They were now abusing us now that the referee was
days ahead.
Nice to us now.
We've not even
that we snatched the
we've not even mentioned the God of men that we have all over the world.
No, we have the evidence. And when things when things go against the wish of those God of men, you now see them spewing insults. You know, with big grammar.
No, I think after the election we need to sit down and dedicate
compilation.
If you see the seriousness with which somebody who knows that is lying from the pit of hell or the pulpit, the seriousness with which he will be talking, his eyes will be blazing, and he knows he's lying.
And all the opinion polls, that sort.
And some of them even went as far as
how anybody
no,
we do a poll that
was given 6%
in Kano. How can you give Kakwazo 6% in Kano?
And Obi was given Kano. The Obi will come and win.
Wow. Let's move on. Secondly, all right. Borno State, Northeast, Nigeria is at the receiving end of the latest attack by terrorists, suspected fighters of the Islamic State. West Africa province, ISWAP, reportedly killed 26 fishermen in an attack in Mokdolo village, that's Gamboru Ngala, Borno State, on Wednesday, while 9 of the fishermen managed to escape. Jide, it's been a while, this Northeast attack, so...
The attacks have not ended.
Yeah.
What has ended, at least that what is no longer happening, is to have the effrontery to go and attack military bases. They don't have that capacity.
Those big-time ambushes that we used to see.
In fact, it's the Nigerian army that is ambushing them now. A lot of the successes that the army is recording. The army is recording those successes through ambushes.
That time, those ambushes...
Once they get information that they are moving, the army will go and lay an ambush for them and slaughter them.
Good.
You know? So they are using their own methods now against them.
Reverse psychology.
That is what is happening. The Tucanos have destroyed most of the gun trucks and other equipment that they use to move around and terrorize our people. So, no, you can't.
Walking.
If you move, the
Tucano will detect you.
They have
surveillance.
We have surveillance aircraft patrolling the airspace. So once they sense that, oh, these 10, are like three gun trucks going, gathered. They don't even need to be up to 10. It's the equipment that they are more concerned about, because without the equipment, they are useless.
Yeah.
You know? So once they sight anything like a gun truck, they will just send for the Tucanos to come and serve justice. And their own justice is swift, very, very precise. So that's why
no ambiguity.
No waste of time. It doesn't, as I said before about the MI-35P, he does not know ethnicity, he does not know religion. It just serves his justice the way it's been designed to serve it. So there is no this thing. But our people are still being killed. This one now, so this town or this village where
Gamburugala
occurred, the army launched an attack in that village.
Mokdolo?
Yes, they launched an attack about a week ago in that village and killed these guys. The suspicion of these people is that, the suspicion of the terrorists is that the residents provided information about their movement to the troops.
Oh.
So the troops killed dozens of them and their commander.
Yeah.
So it is this anger.
Oh.
It's just similar to what happened in Koshebe, that village where they slaughtered more than 68 farmers, rice farmers, the one that I did the documentary sometime ago. Before they killed them, they kept telling them that you reported us to the army, and the army way of saying, oh, you told the army to come and kill us. Now, you look at the brutal death. They first used their nets, they wrapped them in their nets, you know, tortured them for so long. Once they got unconscious, they now spray bullets on them. Everything is being done so that others will learn a lesson. Because naturally, Gamboru Ngala, people are resident in Gamboru Ngala. So it's not one of those communities where you hardly find people. No, people are resident there. You know, it's not like Malam Fatori or even my friend, the speaker's local government
deserted.
Where you even soldiers, you won't find soldiers. So, but now they want to send a message that don't report us, don't report our movement to the army. And the sources that the army...
And this intel will go a long way.
Even the former theater commander, General Christopher Musa, who is now commander of the infantry corps, he told me that a lot of the sources they are recording was down to cooperation of people. The fact that they provide information about movement. There was a time when the army was not getting that.
If you remember, for a long time, the Boko Haram guys, they had the sympathies of the of the villagers.
They were even they were distributing rice to people, giving people money. Even during this naira scarcity, Do you know that Boko Haram was sharing Naira notes to people? If you Google it, you see the story. In this same Borno state, on the highway, they stopped vehicles and they were giving people Naira notes during the scarcity. So they want to appear like humanitarian people.
They care.
Yeah, that they love the people, they care. Look, government has abandoned you, but we are here. If you support us, you will enjoy everything that you need. You can go to your farm the way you want. They want to control the fishing business. The fishing business.
And the business.
Yes, that whole area. The fishing business, they've been making money on it for so long. They want to control it.
Mujid, if there's anything that we have to credit this administration is, stemming the tide of violence and terrorism in the northeast.
And it's quite obvious now that the capacity of ISWAP, Boko Haram, and other terrorists.
Yes, I'm basing my judgments on the reports, Judy has been giving to us and what we've been seeing.
Their
the capacity of the Nigerian military.
No, the capacity of the terrorists and other bandits to wreak havoc has been serious. See, the overrun
so scary
military camps and take over the place and take their equipment and whatever. I mean, those ones are no longer happening. And just like you said, it's our troops that are now laying ambush to them and taking them out. So, from what I read, this was just a retaliatory effort. I mean, to show that you guys, you allow the military to kill our commander and some of our guys. So, as in retaliation, then we're also serving you this kind of treatment because it was brutal. What they did. Captured those fishermen, laid on them, killed 26 of them by wrapping them in the nets. It's those who ran away that was given a report on how the thing actually happened. But I believe that their days are still numbered, and we should continue to encourage and commend our troops and the JTF too, and for doing a very good job. Because, like I said, their capacity to do damage, the way they have been kidnapping and doing all those stuff, has really, really gone down. And I think we should continue to mount the pressure by deploying those equipment, like the Tucanos and the other aircraft fighters, and the drones, to make sure that we further decimate their powers and get some of them captured or killed or arrested, as the case may be.
Do you have any updates on those so-called repentant terrorists? Because I know that the number has been growing, and I'm worried.
The last time I was in Maiduguri, it was in January, they had their number had risen to 84,000.
Wow.
And it's still growing. Yes.
84,000 terrorists.
And they are taking good care of them. So when others get the information that, look, where our friends are, they are giving them good clothes, they are feeding well.
84,000.
Yes, 84,000. By now,
how were they able to convince?
No, another thing is, when we had this that affected most of Nigeria, killed so many Boko Haram fighters.
Really?
They lost hundreds of people.
Oh?
They lost because
they didn't get shelter. What?
No, the area was flooded too, and there was nowhere to run.
No, they don't build houses. What they have are just ragtag shelters.
They don't build. It's not as if they build the houses that
came.
Yes.
We killed them. We killed a lot of them. They lost many people, and then the problem, the people finding it difficult to escape and then go and surrender are the people in ISWAP custody, are the fighters of ISWAP. because the ISWAP area is a small area. They stay in the islands of Lake Chad. That area is small. The ones in Sambisa is very big. There are different areas through which you can escape from Sambisa. You can escape through Bama. All of the places through which you can escape, those boys are escaping. Now, Boko Haram commanders were setting traps for the people trying to escape and killing them. So what the soldiers, because there are people who are always escaping and then handing over their guns to the military. So what these boys now began to do is, when they want to escape, they will have buried their guns somewhere. Because once people see them with guns and they are going alone somewhere, they suspect that they want to escape. So the fighters will bury their guns somewhere, escape on foot alone, and then tell the military that this is where we kept our weapons. So they will go and recover those weapons there. So more and more of them are really giving themselves up. Now, there are still some real diehards that are even among Shekauskas. There is a guy who is in the Goza area. You know, that Goza area on top of the mountain, the other side is Cameroon. He's been killing a lot of ISWAP people. That guy is very, very brutal. So the army would have to do their best to get this guy. Ali Goza is his name. Because he's
That's his enclave. Ali Goza.
That's his name. But that
Okay, from Goza.
He's on the Mandara Mountains.
Okay.
You know, so that's his area of influence. And he's the one taking the battle to the ISWAP people. He has
I don't think we have police college there again, in that Goza.
No, that is a mobile police training.
Training.
It's still there, but they've not used it for years. It's in, near Goza. It's a place called La Menkara. You know, so I don't think they've used it for years.
All right. We'll take this breather. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still Journalist Hangout. We'll be right back after this.
Me too. What can you really do? I hope you people are discussing about paying me my rent.
Oga landlord, calm down. We are discussing about the upcoming elections.
Nonsense. Don't tell me to calm down. Your mates are at the Akamata Community Square selling their votes for 5,000 naira. But you are here doing what I don't know.
Oga landlord, do you know that 5,000 naira spread over the next 4 years is just 4 naira per day? Is this what we should sell our votes for? God forbid.
Oga landlord, wise up. We must vote in the right people this time, instead of selling our votes to people who have nothing good to offer our community.
That one is your business. You ladies better go and collect yours. If that will help you gather my rent at the end. Do not duty to your country to help elect the right leaders who will create a better life for you and a great future for your children. Do not sell your future. Do not sell your vote. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the MacArthur Foundation.
My brother, my sister, do you know that winning an election is not only about getting the majority vote? For that your candidate to be declared winner of the election, he or she must secure 25% of the vote in 2/3 of all states plus the FCT to be president, and 25% of the vote in 2/3 of all local governments of a state to be governor. This is constitutional, and every presidential candidate has had to pass this threshold. Even governors have had to make this mark to get elected in their states. We live in one country with different languages, religions, and ethnic groups. This is why it is not enough to have only northern votes, or southern votes, or eastern votes, or western votes. The only way to get elected as president or governor is by gaining enough support across the country and states. Let us make sure that we know now, so that we don't cause an issue tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO.
My name is Giftiro Bremat. I am in Basic 2. I am from Oba Community Primary School 2. The people from Ubek, representative from the Abia State Government, headmistress and teachers from Oba Community Primary School 2. My fellow pupils, ladies and gentlemen, good day. We welcome you to this unique occasion. We thank our President Muhammadu Buhari for the school feeding program. Some of us do not eat while coming to school, but this school feeding has helped us a lot.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, I need a room to rent in your house.
Okay, where do you work?
I'm a nurse.
That means you won't owe me rent. Congratulations, young lady. You have yourself a house.
Well, thank you so much, sir. So, how much is the rent?
90,000 naira. Oh, but wait, where are you from?
I am from Akamata.
Akamata what? Akamata in my house? If you know how you got into my house, please get out right away. My spirit and that of Akamata people don't have anything to do together.
Sir, what have I done?
Your people from Akamata are known for bad things. That is what they represent, and you can't live in my house. Just get out right away.
What's going on?
Leave my house, young lady. Yes, our differences extend to our languages, culture, food, and even belief. But we are bound together by the cord of love, with one heart, with one voice. We make Nigeria a hub of greatness, a place where the people live as one.
This message is brought to you from the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the UK government.
Hello Lagosians, I am Obasa Mudashir Ajayi, Speaker, Lagos State.
Thank you for staying with us. The 2023 presidential election threw up friends and foes who are still at daggers drawn after the poll. The spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Presidential Campaign Council for the just concluded election, Senator Dino has issued a stern warning to Rivers State Governor Wike to stop insulting Atiku Abubakar. In a tweet, Dino said G5 were not relevant in the election. Issuing last warning to Governor Wike, Dino asked him to bury his head in shame, citing how members of G5 failed in the election. This is quite interesting. Looking at the impact of G5, Rivers State, Oyo State for APC. Then, those other governors that contested in Enugu, Abia, they failed in their bid to become senators. So, Dino versus Wike.
Well, he said they did not have impact. We need to ask Dino whether Atiku was able to win any of the G5 states. Abi?
Yeah.
And the G5 states used to be hunting ground.
From Rivers to Oyo. In 2019, Atiku won Oyo State. Benue.
Then the southeast, those two southeast states.
Abia and Enugu.
Abia and Enugu. Did Atiku win in those places? He did not win in a single G5 state. If that is the only thing that the G5 governors achieved, they've sent a message that, look, you cannot win without us. He did not win on the general scale without them, because it was Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that won. He did not win any of those states where you have the G5 governors. So he cannot say that
at their expense that he went to directly and he
no, he cannot. They robbed him of the opportunity to be able to boast that in spite of your efforts, we won.
They made the impact.
I even remember that they were saying that, look, despite all his efforts, we will win Rivers. They didn't win Rivers. They didn't win Rivers. They didn't even come second.
A distant third.
So what is Dino talking about? Dino does not want people to attack Atiku, but he attacks other people. The other day, we saw him like an inebriated individual, just falling down as if mocking someone.
Yeah.
During the campaign, I remember.
At least I can't remember anybody
in Kwara State
trying to shame Atiku like that. I can't remember anybody body shaming Atiku or disgracing Atiku in that way. But you can challenge someone and even issue a threat. What are you going to do to Wike if he doesn't stop? This is an impotent boasting or harassment. What are you going to do? If Wike does not stop attacking Atiku, what will you do? You going to beat him up? What are you going to do to him? Tell us. Because this is not the first time we issue this kind of warning. To what end? If he does not leave Atiku alone, what will you do? You will go and beat him up, Abi? Will you, if I go to Rivers to say you want to slap a Wike, will you come back alive?
Can even get there.
People shouldn't punch above their weight categories. You can't be a bantamweight. You can't be a bantamweight and say you want to take on even someone in cruiserweight, not to talk of super heavyweight. You have to think twice.
It's just a real Mysterio fighting Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Big Show. That Big Show. Mysterio will say he wants to fight Big Show.
I've seen the fight. I've seen the fight.
How can you? You won't survive.
Wike responded today. The project today, in live by, he said he's not going to respond to Dino, that Dino is beneath him. That would rather talk to Atiku. Said Atiku should stop doing all this wearing black, not the kind of black I'm wearing, no. That stop wearing black and doing aluta. He said what he's doing is aluta. This is not Sudan unionism.
Yes.
He said it today. Said you have lost an election. He said go and sit down or go back to Dubai. Today, live on. Yes. He said he's not going to respond to it. They said during the coming election, he said if they like, let them postpone the election till any time. Sure. He's ready. And he now said, out of the 3 senatorial seats, he delivered 3-0 for for PDP. That the one he wanted to give to APC, that he has no apology that APC won presidential. And the people responded to the directive he gave them. He said out of 13 rep seats, he has 9 in the pocket, 2 for Labour. He said none for not for PDP. He said Labour.
He said they don't have any impact.
Yes, now he said Labour is they are brothers. He said but they are own PDP. PDP. He said the remaining. He said 2 are outstanding. He said the remaining 2 is going to pick it. See, and they are all his guys. He said so he's not going to respond to Dino.
For reference purposes in future, I'm sure Atiku would have handled that crisis better.
Much better. Remember Kimber that
yes, yesterday.
That's what he was saying. Because look,
I don't know.
What is the point?
He's talked to your child.
You just have to be pragmatic. It's like a kind of gamesmanship in sports. Let me take this decision. If you want to bring in defenders, you bring in defenders, rescue the game. You can see that those people have greater value than Ayu. This is a fact. It's no disrespect.
From about 700,000 votes in 2019, you came down to 80,000, and you are still saying the person.
Look at the quantum of votes. Look at the quantum of votes Oyo State delivered.
Yes.
To Asiwaju?
For almost 300,000 difference because of Makinde, and you are there saying, see, in 2023, PDP had just 91,000 in the whole of the Southeast, as again 2.7 million in 2019. And you are saying these people have no impact.
They do win. They do win in their territory.
In South, APC from 250,000 rose to 799,000. Why PDP came down from 3.2 million to 700,000 in the South. And you are saying a weak impact. What are you talking about?
And is it you that you put in your Aito Rubede?
He lost his
local government. They went there to
defeat him silly.
People like Tosin Adeyanju, little boy, defeated him. And he came home. He couldn't deliver his village.
He lost the ticket of the party. He couldn't even get it.
Yes.
He now lost. He couldn't deliver the candidate of the party in Kogi. And you are there ranting against...
Saying some people don't have impact.
Ranting against Wike.
You are threatening. What will you do to him? If he doesn't stop attacking Atiku, can you beat him up? Is there everybody that you can beat? The Yorubas will say, I see what Lumi. It's not everybody that you can raise your hand and say you want to beat.
Even Secondus, that is your master, I cannot go home.
No, he has been expelled.
I love that is given. All right, top. Postponement of elections is gradually becoming part of our political history. The 2023 elections have suffered the same fates. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has postponed the governorship and state assembly elections by 1 week. The elections earlier scheduled for Saturday, 11th of March, will now hold on Saturday, 18th of March. INEC said the postponement is to give the commission adequate time to reconfigure the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS machines, for the polls. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, has said despite criticism of the elections, about 64.6% of voters are satisfied with the exercise. But before we go into the discussion, let's share some predictions made by Babajide on the just concluded presidential election with you.
Election, PDP did well in Ondo State. The last presidential election, and National Assembly election.
Yes.
In the National Assembly election, PDP won 2 Senate seats.
Yes.
APC won 4, PDP won 3, SDP won 1,
That's
and ADC won 1. Now, the two candidates, the two Federal House of Reps members from ADC and SDP, they've joined the APC. And one of them is Makinde, Abiola Makinde, popularly known as Oshaprapra, is the new kid of the block, the new king of Ondo politics, Ondo Kingdom politics. The people used to quarrel in the APC in those days, quarrel with the governor. People like Olusola,
Kekemeke.
All of
Kekemeke
them
is now even
all of them now
in APC.
singing from the same hymn book. They are all back in the APC. For the presidential, they are all working together. APC will win the presidential in Ondo State. The governor is working hard, campaigning from senatorial zone to senatorial zone. I expect the APC to win the presidential election as well as dominate the National Assembly and State Assembly elections in Ondo State. In the governorship election, as well as National Assembly elections, the people are inclined to vote PDP. The PDP has always won elections there. The people are inclined to vote PDP. It's a PDP state. They're inclined to vote PDP in the governorship and National Assembly and State Assembly election. But in the national election, that's the presidential election, it's a massive vote for Peter Obi. That is what I project. Peter Obi's Labour Party. Yes. The second biggest spare parts market in the southeast is in Enugu State. It's called the coal camp. The day Peter Obi came to campaign, the market was short. It's unprecedented. The crowd, the acceptance is unprecedented. Wow. And Peter Obi is projected to win the presidential election in Enugu State by a comfortable, by a hefty margin. So this is what...
Regardless the fact that there's a city PDP machinery there.
Yes, despite the fact that the governor of the state is one of the G5 governors. The presidential race will be won by Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Rivers State, Wike has already told his people to work for the candidate of the APC in the presidential election. That is a boost for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's chances, because it then means now that he has the most dominant political figure in Rivers on his side. A lot of the Wike supporters will have loved to support the Labour Party candidate, but the directive is clear whom Wike wants and it is the candidate of the APC. So Ashwaju will do very well in Rivers, and he could even take Rivers. Looking at Imo, there are 27 House of Assembly seats. For now, it's difficult to say this is the way the House of Assembly election will go for Imo West. You know, that is going to throw everything at the race. And of course, with the OB factor and all that, APC has a slight edge here, given the pedigree of Ezunaso and then the support of the governor for the candidate of his own senatorial zone. So APC has a slight edge there. People, even his chief of staff, are from that area. In the presidential election, of course, we expect Peter Obi to win, but the governor is doing very well to ensure that the candidate of his party,
125%.
yes, is struggling, but Peter Obi is the man to beat.
In that Imo State?
Yes.
All right.
Congratulations to the President-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Vice President-elect, Kashim Shettima. Let us join hands to support them on this journey of a renewed hope for Nigeria. Courtesy of Alhaji Abubakar Sanusi Gamji, Director of Protocol and Events North, APC Presidential Campaign Council.
Bill Clinton transverses Omar Musa Yar'Adua Expressway. It's been completed now, and people just drive and think it's as if it's been there all along. A challenge for us, because we wanted to do the road in such a way that it will not affect commuters anyway. And that's how we did it, neatly, quietly, by blocking one side of the road, scraping the other side, in such a way that roads in the city now.
This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The 2023 general election is here. The people of Zamfara State, you have no other option than to re-elect Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawale Maradun Barden Hausa Shetiman Dolar Usmaniya for the second time in office under the platform of the APC. Dr. Bello Matawale has done well in the areas of security, health, education, upgrade of the traditional institutions, modernization of the government house to world-class standard, improving the welfare of civil servants, job creation by bringing in local and foreign investors, construction of a modern House of Assembly complex and the befitting conference hall at the JB Secretariat, among other things. Re-electing Dr. Bello Matawale will afford him the opportunity to complete the ongoing construction of Gusau Cargo Airport, 3-star hotel in Gusau, Ruga settlement in the 3 senatorial, among other key projects. Vote Dr. Bello Matawale come 23. Vote APC for continuity, peace, unity and development of our dear state. APC. Progress.
What is really happening in Akamata market? It seems these people don't want the election to hold.
I hope you're broadcasting to the world must hear.
No. Is that how you people share sensitive news like that without verifying it? If I may ask, which news platform published the news?
Jojo sent it though.
Jojo? Is that not the same Jojo that posted a fake election result the last time that almost caused a riot?
You know they forget something.
No. In this election season and after, one must be very careful. Or do you want to set the country on fire?
Haba.
Fake news is a threat to a free and fair election and to peace and security. So, before you share any news, check to be sure the source is credible. Check if there are supporting credible sources. Read beyond the headlines. Check the author. Check the date. Check your biases. Ask an expert or send to a fact-checking organization for confirmation. Say no to fake news. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the UK government.
Welcome back. Today, This postponement, INEC for 1 week again.
Yes, postponements are already part of our elections. Remember in 2015, when the army said they wanted to conduct a military campaign against terrorists. 2019, we also...
On election day?
We had, yes, a few hours to the election, we saw postponement. In 2011, we had begun...
Elections had already started.
We had begun election.
I remember.
And then they stopped it. They stopped it.
I was in Adamawa
around 11.
Yes, that day. Because materials were not being moved to locations on time. They had logistic issues. They stopped it, postponed it again. So our people are already used to this postponement. But this one, the excuse that INEC has given is the beavers thing. And they are saying that to configure and update more than 170,000
to take 5
beavers
days
machines will take time. I am in support of this postponement because I want to believe that INEC should have done a lot of stress testing, reliability testing, and integrity testing on their equipment before the elections.
So that we get better results for the governorship and the House of Assembly election.
Yes. So if you need to update the beavers to enable effective transmission of the results, then you better do that. Not just configuring now. If you need to update to make it be able to support the transmission of results in an efficient manner, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. So it's just 1 week. I believe that we can wait. It's not if it was a case of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then I'll be really mad. But 1 week, in no time, we'll be ready for this election. But for politicians, it means they have to spend more money.
Honestly.
You know, someone was telling me that in Osun State, the PDP supporters were already seen, already sharing food items and all that because they thought the election would hold on Saturday.
Nigerians they're tired. They just want this Naira thing, election. They want to just get everything over with, and they want to have our lives back.
It's like postponing the evil day. I spoke with somebody at the CBN yesterday. He said probably old Naira notes will be released into the system after the governorship elections. He told me in confidentiality. But from the look of things now, it means we'll have a week longer to wait. And I have been in politics before, so I understand what postponements mean. Politicians will spend more money.
Remobilize
but then,
your agents.
INEC knew that. So INEC knew this would happen. So they ought to have envisaged that this would happen. You see, it's just like your phone. You have a new phone. You know that if you have your phone, if you have your data backed up in the iCloud, and they said the beavers has capacity for backup. So I don't know why you're hiding under a court order that was given yesterday to say that you need 5 days. They knew ab initio that this thing will be reconfigured. So why go to court late to go and get that order? Should have envisaged this, should have done this before now, so that for once, if we say we are doing...
Majid, they couldn't have, because the court gave an order for inspection.
Yes.
And they were saying, look, this inspection will hamper our court.
Yeah.
I think this was the thing, because if the court said you allow these people to inspect, it means you must leave it the way it is.
Yep.
If not for that court order, they will have begun the process of configuration earlier. But the court order meant they had to put everything
as well.
In abeyance, or what is that word again? So now they got the favorable order, which says, yes, go ahead, because the Labour Party was saying, don't touch it. But they said, look, we have capacity to store.
Yeah.
What is on beavers can be sent to the back-end server and all that. So, and the court agreed with them that, look, the data will not be lost, and the court gave that order. They couldn't have started anything until that order. And look at the time that the judgment came. was just yesterday. Abi, was it not yesterday?
Just
so
late.
It's not entirely their fault.
Around 7 p.m.
We're already used to it, and but, I hope one day will come where we'll say elections we hold at 2 weeks interval. A lot of people are already changing the weddings they have fixed.
Honestly,
for
and don't worry, the last weekend to Ramadan, change the wedding.
So you can't put for 4 weeks.
Wow.
You can't do anything.
Oji Jami, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. The master himself. Thank you. Thank you for always being there. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. Join us this Sunday for Journalist Hangout on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Zuba. See you tonight.
Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
It's the 7th successive general election in Nigeria's 23 years of unbroken democratic rule.
With more than 93 million registered voters, this is Africa's largest election, having over 75% of voters between the age of 18 and 49.
This election is a massive operation, with voting in over 176,000 polling units across 774 local government areas. You need a station like TVC News for minute-by-minute account.
From the presidential